Hi, my name is Jade. I am part of the NCP project, Nari Community Project. I was in charge of the procedures and the solutions to the problems. I hope you will enjoy our video.
Hi, my name is Natalie. I am part of the NCP and I am in charge of the information about the borehole and sustainability.
Hi, my name is Andrea and I'm part of the NCP project and I'm in charge of the disadvantages and advantages of this project. Also, I'm in charge of editing the video.
Hi, my name is Deborah and I'm a part of the NCP NGO group. I was in charge of collecting the information and calculating the budget for this project.
Let the world come and taste this beautiful land now.
Nyerere is a small village in Meru district of the eastern province of Kenya in Africa. It is a tiny dusty village with no cash crop, industrial or any commercial activities to boast for. It has struggled and still continues to struggle to stand out competitively in a modern developing world. Matters are not made easier by lack of permanent source of water, the source of any life. The village is served by Laurier Stream, which is a seasonal river. One can imagine the nature of struggle that the village has been going through. However, the village has been making strenuous efforts to address this phenomenon of perpetual water problems. The NCP, Nyerere Community Project NGO, addresses this issue by drilling water from the ground, a borehole. What is the population of Nyerere roughly?
Okay, Nyerere village at present has a population of about 1,500 people.
How is the climate in Nyerere?
The climate of Nyerere village varies. It varies, basically it has two seasons, the cold season and the hot season. And it varies from hot to temperate to cold. And basically the wet or the cold season is for farming, whereas the hot season is for harvesting. Those are basically the type of climate or the seasons that we have in Nyerere village.
How do the people live economically?
Well, that's a good question. Actually, economically, the people of Nyerere are predominantly, I can say predominantly peasant farmers. They grow not cash crops, they grow food crops, e.g., for example, maize, beans, cassava, millet, sorghum, etc. They also keep cows, sheep, and goats for milk and meat.
How do the people live socially?
Socially speaking, the Nyerere people are not very active in terms of social activities, but generally speaking, they are small hunters and social beekeepers. That is basically the social activity of the small village of Nyerere.
How do you say they live politically?
Politically, I cannot say they have any alignment to political structure, and I think that for political activities, they are actually, that is defined by the current government of the day. They do not have any significant political alignment.
What are the beliefs of the community?
Okay, the community has two types of beliefs, and that is, they are traditional believers. The traditional believers believe that God lives somewhere in the high mountains, and this group of people actually pray while facing Mount Kenya and Kirinyaga, the two high places that you find in the area. There is also a type of believers who are, of course, religious believers, and those believers are made of some religious denominations. So that is what you'll find in Nairobi. The two believers, that's traditional and religious believers.
Thank you so much for this interview.
You're welcome.
For the procedures of water drilling, there is 6 steps that we will follow. The first step is a geological survey will be done, which means that we will assess the geological landscape to make sure the location and depth of the hole is appropriate to collect water. The second step is the drilling equipment plus installation. We make sure that the equipment needed to build our infrastructure safely will be there once we arrive to build our infrastructure. Our third step will be testing. We will ask someone qualified to verify that the water is not contaminated and safe to drink. Our fourth step, we will make sure that the well is safe so no one can fall accidentally or that no animals can come in and contaminate the water. The fifth step, we will proceed to the water collection. The sixth step, there will be a water tower made of steel along with the piping to collect rainwater.
How long must the borehole be? A hole can be dug according to the hydrological survey. This estimates the depth of the borehole. How long does it take to dig a hole? This depends on various factors: distance, accessibility to the site, geology of the landscape. The longest that the drilling of a borehole can take is a week, but it can be less or more depending on many factors. How long will it last? A good constructed borehole can pass from generation to generation. Some boreholes require rehabilitation to ensure that they are working properly and that the water is clean and safe for human consumption. What are boreholes used for? Boreholes can be used for commercial and domestic use.
The NCP NGO will construct 2 boreholes for the community for the cost of 50,000 Canadian dollars. 10,000 Canadian dollars a year will be used to equip and maintain these wells. The NGO will promote sustainable development by having various workshops for the community for the cost of 10,000 Canadian dollars. The total budget for this project will be 70,000 Canadian dollars. The remaining budget will be used to maintain these boreholes for an additional 3 years.
The advantages of our project are: first, the project will give the community access to clean water. This project is relatively cheap. It costs around $2,641,439 Canadian dollars for the material and $660 Canadian dollars for the labor and each borehole drilling. This project is sustainable and simple to maintain. This project will be able to provide water for the whole community. This project can be covered and filled with a pump. The water drilling can be depleted if necessary and can storage a big amount of water that allows multiple users to have access to water. Some of the disadvantages of our project will be that the open wells are often contaminated. Airborne pollutant plus contamination of water lifting equipment. Excavation is dangerous and requires support in a solicited ground. Only suits shallow aquifers.
Listed 3 major problems that could happen and the solutions for them. The first problem that I listed is contamination. For this, we took precautions. We made sure that no animals could enter the well, and we hired someone to verify the water and give a workshop so that the people there will be able to make sure that the water is safe without having our crew around. As a second problem, there could be a dry period that would affect the distribution of the water. But to make sure they always have water, we built on top of the well a container that will collect the rain, and we made sure that this also didn't have any chances to be contaminated. The third problem that I listed is that the well might break or might need to be refreshed. What I mean is that some panels might get rusty, and since our crew will be gone, there will be no one to rebuild or arrange it. So, as solution, we gave another workshop to explain how it works and how to repair the well.
To keep this project sustainable, we will make bake sales and fundraisers. We will also make workshops which are already included in the budget for the future boreholes. In these workshops, they will teach the people how to sustain and how to teach others to also sustain it.
So thank you everyone for watching. I hope this project made you realize how important water is for African communities.
We hope this project will be realizable and help many people in the community.
And also, we really hope it is going to last for generations and generations.
Thank you.